catastrophe.
This is CBS 6 This Morning Weekend.
Oh, would you look at this glorious sight? The flying squirrels may have been out of town, but that did not stop the spectacular fireworks show at the Diamond, and it was a true passing of the torch moment in its final season, as there was also a display next door at the site of Carmack's Park. Fun fact, each of those fireworks were painstakingly handcrafted by Parney himself, as colorful as his pants. 7 o'clock on the nose. Good Saturday morning to you on this 5th day of July. Thanks so much for joining us. Mike Stone, Greg McQuaid. And I'll tell you, Mike, you know, the last few days have just been, I've got to say, I know a little warm, but glorious in terms of the humidity level.
Yeah, in fact, you got a lot less humid yesterday, and it's not too bad outside right now.
Yeah.
Humidity levels will still be fairly comfortable, you know, for this time of year. You know, we're in early July now, but the humidity is going to come back like that tomorrow. Like, it'll be fine today, and then by about midday tomorrow, you're going to be noticing how muggy it is. And unfortunately, we had to bring back a chance of a little bit of rain tomorrow, but today is going to be fantastic. In fact, we have some sunshine outside right now. We were talking about the diamond fireworks. That's how it looks out there right now at 7:01. And there's a little bit of fog outside in a few locations. Visibility is down to 1.75 miles in Ashland. That's about the worst one, at least at the official reporting cities, but this will get better over about the next hour or so. And temperatures right now go away from Norfolk, and everyone is in the 60s, down to 62 right now in Wakefield, 66 at the airport, and 64 in Louisa, versus this time yesterday, a lot of locations down at least a few degrees from 24 hours ago. Today, good deal of sunshine, a little bit of haze in the sky, and a high temperature today close to 90, but not a lot of areas will hit or break 90. Winds will be out of the southeast at about 2 to 12 miles an hour. We're watching this tropical depression. It formed yesterday afternoon off the far southeastern United States coast. It's likely to become Tropical Storm Chantal later today, and some of that moisture is going to come up into our region tomorrow in the form of some rain showers. We'll talk more about that and look ahead to your week ahead in just a little bit. Gregory.
Michael, thanks so much. We are following a developing story out of Richmond, where a man is in the hospital this morning with life-threatening injuries after being shot earlier this morning at Sidewalk K Cafe along West Main Street. That is according to Crime Insider sources, who also say that the victim was shot in the chest. We have reached out to Richmond Police Department for more information, and we, of course, will update you on air and online when we receive it. We've had a dry couple of days here in Central Virginia, but due to recent rains that we've gotten, the James is above the level where you're required to wear a life jacket. And with thousands there for the holiday, it's important to keep safety measures in the back of your mind. Maggie Marshall shows us what experts say you need to know before you hit the water.
The James River is more than just a backdrop to Virginia's capital. It's a place many find adventure and relaxation right in Richmond's backyard.
The James River is a resource for everybody. It's a place for anybody to come with their family and to enjoy it.
Penelope Davenport with the James River Park System wants people to enjoy the river the right way this holiday weekend. She says that starts the second people pull into the parking lot by reading river level signs. This weekend's water levels are predicted to be at an orange warning point.
Make sure you're wearing a life jacket and shoes. Proceed with caution, but if the water is moving really fast, it might not be a great place for little kids or folks who don't feel confident in their swimming ability.
Davenport says picking the right spot can dictate a great day on the river. That means choosing the safest location for each water activity. She recommends Huguenot Flat Water for families and kids for its calm, shallow area, which is ideal for staying in one place while swimming.
The water right in front of the dock is relatively shallow and relatively still upstream. I just always encourage people to use caution if they're playing or swimming at Huguenot Flatwater because it is above Z Dam.
Her choice for tubing is Pony Pasture.
That's a good place where the water is flowing gently, and if you do get carried away a little bit by the current, it's easy to get back out at a rock a little bit farther downstream and just walk back up to your car.
The access point is about a 3-hour float to Reedy Creek. It makes staying hydrated and checking the weather before launch essential. Davenport also warns against a common mistake of tying tubes together.
What you're doing is creating a situation where you can get hung up, the tubes get hung up on each side, and if you get stuck on your tube, that's a really high drowning risk.
The park system encourages everyone, including strong swimmers, to take precautions. That means wearing a life jacket and sturdy shoes to stay stable if you get swept up or caught on something underwater.
The James River isn't just a flat bottom underneath. The river levels look like mountains or look like hills. There's high parts and low parts under the water as well, so you don't necessarily know how deep it is underneath of you based on what you can see above the surface of the water.
Tips meant to help maximize fun and minimize the risks that come with this natural resource.
I just love the river so much.
And we've got a link to more safety tips and an experience guide for all levels at our website at WTVR.com. In Richmond, I'm Maggie Marshall, CBS 6 News.
7:05 right now, and as part of that water safety, the Virginia Department of Wildlife Resources says that they have enhanced patrols as part of Operation Dry Water. Lieutenant Joshua Thomas says we've already seen 4 boating fatalities this year in Virginia, with drowning being the #1 cause of death for a boating fatality. So this weekend, the department will have a strict focus on boating while intoxicated and boating safety, such as we have mentioned, wearing a life jacket.
Last year, during the 2024 calendar year, there were 17 boating fatalities in Virginia. 16 of the 17 were not wearing PFDs. It's extremely important to wear it. All of our officers have to go through survival swimming and a lot of swimming courses. We still are required to wear a PFD out here on the water.
Go ahead.
Lieutenant Thomas also says passengers who have been drinking can pose a big risk to boat operators if they fall into the water or distract the driver. And keep in mind, being out on the water and in the sun can actually increase the effects of alcohol. Few holidays are more festive and fun than the 4th, but it can also be a wonderful time to take a moment and say thanks to the men and women who serve our nation. Antoinette Essa joins us live from the War Memorial for the Hill of Heroes display. It is a sight to behold. Antoinette, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Greg. Yeah, it really is. And I just want you to take a look. When you see it, it takes your breath away. It's very serene, but yet so powerful that all you have to do is just stand there in silence for however long you want. And you're invited to come until July 11th to see this amazing display. Dr. Clay Mountcastle is the director here at the Virginia War Memorial. What else can you say about this? I mentioned it does take your breath away when you see it.
Yeah, it really does. Thank you, Antoinette, for being here. This has been one of our favorite things to do at the memorial over the past few years because it brings people from all around Richmond here to the memorial around July 4th and gives them a chance to, as you say, reflect a little bit, to just kind of take it all in and frankly be proud to be an American, because this is a wonderful display of patriotism.
We're going to show some video of them planting, is that the correct term?
Sure,
planting the flags, and you're going to need people to help remove the flags.
That's correct. The Hill of Heroes will be in place until next Friday, the 11th. At that time, that morning, we're going to be taking up all these flags, and we have to do it in the proper way. So we need help from the folks in the local community to come on out next Friday at 8 a.m. to help us take up the Hill of Heroes.
Any age limit to folks coming out?
Not at all. That's one of the best things. We love having all ages come help us out. We've had the very young kids to the more seasoned patriots to come out and help us. Anybody can come help.
And the flags are on display for, is there a specific time people can come see them?
They're up 24 hours a day, and we just encourage people to come when they're available. You definitely want to come see it in person.
We know this morning, we saw some runners and they were actually taking pictures, and people can do that as well.
Oh, absolutely. It's one of the best photo ops in Richmond.
All right. We'll come back and talk a little bit more, Dr. Mountcastle.
Thank you.
All right, Greg, back to you. And again, very heartfelt, very heartwarming, and it does take your breath away, and you should come. And then volunteer as well. We'll give you more details coming up in our next half hour.
Great advice, Antoinette. Thanks so much. It's 7:09 right now. Now, we don't want to be a buzzkill, but we want to remind you that it is illegal here in Virginia to possess, use, store, sell, or handle any firework that explodes, rises into the air, or travels laterally. It is also illegal to fire any projectile, such as a bullet, into the air. And in some parts of the Commonwealth, you can celebrate with fireworks that stay on the ground, like pinwheels, fountains, and sparklers. But some counties like Chesterfield and Henrico ban all fireworks, including sparklers. So make sure you check with your local police department or fire department using a non-emergency line. Always important there, Michael. Even after the 4th of July, people still have some leftover fireworks, so you want to be careful with them.
That is true, Greg. And last night we had some gorgeous weather.
Did?
Yeah, it got a little less humid. That trend's going to continue today. Comfortable levels of humidity, at least for early July. We'll be close to 90 today with a dry forecast on tap. Unfortunately, we've had to put a little bit of rain back in the forecast for tomorrow, thanks to a tropical system to our south, and we'll chat about that coming up next.
All right, Michael, thanks so much. It is appropriate that we show some fireworks from the inner harbor of Baltimore, just up the road from us. This was last night. It's where Francis Key saw those fireworks during the War of 1812 and inspired him to write the Star-Spangled Banner. Come on back, 7:10, Mike's forecast, just a few minutes away.
Randy is not a big fan of cooking, but everyone loves his adobo chicken. Because with Goya Adobo, a simple shake is all it takes to add authentic, bold Latin flavor to get a 5-star review. If it's Goya, it has to be good.
I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well. It's a little pill with a big story to tell. I take once daily Jardiance at each day start. As time went on, it was easy to see I'm lowering my A1C.
And for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease, Jardiance can lower the risk of cardiovascular death too.
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine, which can be fatal. Stop Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, trouble breathing, or increased ketones. Jardiance may cause dehydration that can suddenly worsen kidney function and make you feel dizzy, lightheaded, or weak upon standing. Genital yeast infections in men and women, urinary tract infections, low blood sugar, or a rare life-threatening bacterial infection between and around the anus and genitals can occur. Call your doctor right away if you have fever or feel weak or tired and pain, tenderness, swelling, or redness in the genital area. Don't use if allergic to Jardiance. Stop use if you have a serious allergic reaction. Call your doctor if you have rash, swelling, difficulty breathing, or swallowing. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
Jardiance is really swell, the little pill with a big story to tell.
This Independence Day, save big with Paramount Builders. How big? We've got interest-free financing for 3 full years and 60% off all labor. Call and make your appointment before July 6th at midnight, and you'll get interest-free financing for 36 months and 60% off all labor on all windows, siding, roofing, bathrooms, and more. Call today. This sale won't last long. Paramount Builders. We make home improvements easy. Thanks, y'all.
Looking for a trusted telemed doctor? MyCard VA makes getting your card easy and convenient.
What if he doesn't look like his photo? At least he's adventurous. What if he's stuck in the past? At least he plays the guitar.
A taste of real when you need it most. Goya Coconut Water with real coconut bites.
Now, from CBS 6, the Weather Authority, meteorologist Mike Stone.
And welcome back at 7:13. The sun's been up since about 5:54 this morning. There's a little haze along the horizon. We still have just a little bit of wildfire smoke coming in from the northwest from Canada like we had yesterday. Temperature at the airport 66 degrees, no wind outside right now. And the dew points in the low to mid 60s, so it's still a little bit humid outside, just not as muggy as it was the past few days when we had dew points in the 70s. These dew points will actually drop even a little bit more today, down to around 60 or so. And then tonight into tomorrow, they're going to shoot back up, and by tomorrow afternoon, dew points will be back into the low 70s. So if you're not a fan of the muggy weather, make sure you relish today because it is coming back with a vengeance tomorrow. A little bit of fog outside most locations, though, about 1 to 9 miles of visibility, and temperatures once you get away from Norfolk are in the 60s across the entire viewing area. In fact, down to 62 in Wakefield right now, 63 in Petersburg, and 64 in Louisa. We have that kind of component of the wind coming in from the north and the east over the last 24 hours. That's brought in the less humid air. And we have generally clear skies right now, but we're watching this off the southeastern coast. This is a tropical depression that formed yesterday afternoon. It is about 160 miles to the southeast of Charleston, South Carolina, and that will make landfall later on today into tonight, just east of Charleston as Tropical Storm Chantal potentially. That'll move inland for tonight into tomorrow, and then what's left of it will come up through North Carolina Monday, during the day. It'll be in a much weaker form. Essentially, the main impact for us is just going to increase the chance of rain here. So we'll take you through it hour by hour. Today, no worries about any rain. We'll have a mostly sunny sky. High temperatures in the mid to upper 80s to around 90 degrees. This evening, we'll have fair skies, temps in the 70s. Tomorrow morning, some low 60s north and west, upper 60s and low 70s elsewhere. We see the clouds increase tomorrow morning, a couple scattered showers possible by late morning. This computer model is a little on the aggressive side, but at least shows you the trend of at least the threat of a few showers and thunderstorms coming up from the southeast during the course of the day. For tomorrow, highs will be a little bit cooler, most locations low to mid to upper 80s, and then we'll kind of go through a few more showers and thunderstorms on Monday as well. So the rain chance has been bumped up to 60% tomorrow and Monday. Goes down a little bit Tuesday and Wednesday as the temperatures pop back up into the low 90s, and then the chance of rain goes up a little bit more on Thursday. Normal high during these periods 90 degrees, so we have a couple days below and a couple days above normal. Overnight lows should be right around 70, and it's going to get muggy starting tomorrow and lasting all next week, and they'll have low temperatures in the 70s from Monday morning through the end of the week. Greg.
All right, Michael, thank you so much. Just like the temperatures, something else is going up. Parking prices at Richmond International Airport taking flight. How much more you'll have to shovel out and work into your budget for your next trip, the reasoning behind it, and how some of you traveling at RIC are reacting to the news. All right, good morning and welcome back at 7:18 as we turn the calendar to July and reach the halfway point of the year. Parking at Richmond International Airport bumped up in price by a couple of bucks. Daily rates at garages closest to the terminal jumped from $12 to $15, and economy lots have gone from $7 to $10 per day. The biggest change hits hourly parking, nearly doubling from $24 to $40 daily. We asked travelers their thoughts on the price increase.
What is the quality that you're paying for here for the double? You don't have that many parking garages. It's not enclosed. It's open to the elements. I mean, obviously because it's not enclosed, but on top of that, you've got cameras protecting it at most. What else is keeping your car safe? And paying $40 for an airport like this, like you're paying like Atlanta or Minneapolis or like LaGuardia or JFK. If you're gonna make me pay those prices or anybody else, then also give me the amenities and the expectation of that level of airport.
I think some of them are going to be looking at choosing other options, and it may affect their travel, particularly if you can't afford $40 a day and you're doing a quick trip.
Airport officials say the extra money will help pay for the 2 new parking decks that they have planned. One deck will be for the public and the other for rental cars. More price increases are planned for next year. The airport's customer facility charge on rental cars have also risen from $2 to more than $8. 7:20 right now. Mike will have a check of your weekend forecast in 1 minute.
This is historic, truly a milestone that is going to be a pivot point for the college as we contemplate ways that Richard Bland can continue to have an impact not only on its students, but also on the broader Petersburg Southside community. Previously, for Richard Bland's history, the college has been governed by the William and Mary Board of Visitors. That body's first obligation is to William and Mary. So now to have our own governing board, that is an addition, that is a resource that is going to allow Richard Bland to have its priorities only.
Richard Bland College is really at a high mark. Higher education is changing rapidly. This is a revolutionary time in higher education. The old traditional models aren't working the way they used to.
$7:21, we have some bright sunshine outside. Humidity has been dropping a little bit the last 24 hours. It'll be a fairly comfortable day considering we're in early July, and temperatures right now are in the low to mid to upper 60s. If you're heading out on the river today, the water level is in the process of rising again. Life jackets required over 5 feet. It's going to be about 6.5 feet today. The water temperature, though, is in the low 80s in spots, and we have a very high UV index. Most spots today not hitting or breaking 90, so it's going to be kind of like a seasonably warm, hot day for this part of the the year. We bring back some muggy conditions for tomorrow. That lasts for the entire week ahead. There's a tropical system we're watching to the south. I'm going to talk more about that coming up in our 7:30 half hour, but that'll bring us at least the chance for some scattered showers and storms Sunday and Monday. We'll have the chance of a few storms each day right through the end of the week, and it looks like Tuesday is probably going to be our hottest day with a feels like temp near above 100.
All right, Michael, you know what's coming. Yeah. It is July.
Yes. Michael. How many days till Christmas?
82.
Really? No.
Yeah. You just do the math.
Did you? All right.
I kid you not. One of the great, no, not really. One of the great Yogi Berra quotes of all time. If you say it with conviction, Mike.
I know. I'm like we have almost half the year to go.
Nobody goes there anymore. It's too crowded. That's what Yogi Berra said. Remember that? Well, similarly, because fewer people are traveling these days due to economic uncertainty, international airfares much cheaper than they were a year ago. Coming up in just a couple of minutes, how to get the best deal for a trip overseas this fall so you do not waste your money. Oh, look at this. Good news for travelers. The cost of airfare is down. To take advantage of the lower prices, you may want to think about booking that fall vacation now. Scripps News Group reporter John Matarese has a look at how to find the best travel deals.
Now is a great time to book some fall travel because fares on some routes are falling to their lowest level since the pandemic. So you might want to start packing that bag because we have tips on how you can get some great deals on travel later this year.
These travelers checking in for their flights have noticed something about airfares this summer.
They do look like they're coming down, which is nice. Very nice. Yeah, we need it.
Kathy Hoffman got a good deal. So did Kim Alford.
They are cheaper than they have been in recent years, so I'm excited about that.
We're not just talking 10 or 20 bucks. Bloom Weber's flight to Dallas was $200 less than last summer.
For round trip for the both of us, we're paying $300, $330, something like that.
So it's pretty good?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Katie Nastro, travel expert with the Going Travel app, says economic uncertainty and geopolitical tensions have people traveling less. So it's a great time to book for international travel.
Really affordable fares that we're seeing for this fall are New York to Dublin for $283 round trip, which is upwards of 65% off average prices that we typically have seen. Some other great deals we've seen recently with fall availability for 2025, Seattle to Sydney for $591 round trip.
She says it's not just airfare that'll be down in the coming months.
Hotel prices start to come down. Experiences also become more affordable in these really popular cities.
But she advises travelers not to wait to the last minute to book a fall trip.
We don't want people thinking that just because airfare is cheap at the moment, that it's going to be cheap at the exact time that you're looking to buy.
For budget-watching travelers like Jody Babst, cheaper fares make the difference as to whether they go or stay home.
A little bit, it's just a roll of the dice, but we're happy to be able to travel.
And that way you don't waste your money. John Matarese, Scripps News Group.
Celebrating the 4th of July in the most patriotic way possible by becoming a citizen of these great United States. A look at the naturalization ceremony here in Richmond. And honoring the legacy of this legend. He is a man known as Richmond's Uncle Sam. Later in this best of I Have a Story, I show you and tell you about the Chesterfield County man who showed his love of Old Glory every single day.
This is CBS 6 This Morning Weekend.
Hey, welcome back. 7:31 here on your Saturday morning on this 5th day of July. Mike, I was off just a little bit. Christmas is not 82 days.
Yes.
It's 173. But I was close.
You're that close.
I thought you meant the halfway point to Christmas. But you know what?
What's that?
We're getting close to the months. Yes.
Yeah, September
less than 2
1st.
months, man. Ooh, cannot wait.
Yes, well, you're not going to be today because it's still going to be kind of warm, just a tiny bit humid, just not as hot and muggy as it was a few days ago. That's how it looks over at Independence Golf Club, our live Sky Tracker cam there in Midlothian, where we have just a little bit of haze, a little bit of fog that'll continue to kind of work out of here for about the next 30 minutes or so. And temperatures actually not bad for this time of year. The normal low is close to about 70 degrees, and instead we've been in the low and mid 60s. Since we're about an hour and a half or so past sunrise, even a little bit more than that, temperatures are starting to rise a little bit. So we have some mid and upper 60s to around 70 now, and a little bit of haze and fog outside. Visibility has been improving, though. Ashland's back up to 2 miles of visibility, and Fredericksburg 2.5. Not much going on today, just a good deal of sunshine. But we're watching this cluster of clouds here off the southeastern coast. That is a tropical depression, and that's eventually going to become Tropical Storm Chantal later today, and that should make a landfall around Charleston, South Carolina tonight, and the remnants are going to come up and bring us a chance of some showers the next couple days, but not today. We'll have highs mid to upper 80s, a few spots right around 90 degrees, and this evening temperatures will drop down through the 70s. But unfortunately, we've added a slightly higher chance of rain for tomorrow, so we'll talk more about that and look ahead to the week coming up where the muggy weather will reign supreme. That's all coming up. Greg.
All right, Michael, thank you so much. It's 7:33, a sea of red, white, and blue transforming the Virginia War Memorial. It's a sight to behold. The return of the Hill of Heroes for the 7th year in a row. Nearly 12,000 small American flags placed on the hills surrounding the Shrine of Memory. Antoinette Essa once again joins us live from the memorial. Good morning to you, Antoinette. What a sight to see.
Indeed, Greg. You know, it's amazing. There's a running team, and every time they go by, once they come across these trees, they go, oh, look at that, look at that. Dr. Clay Mountcastle is with us, with the director of the Virginia War Memorial. You've heard it, you've seen it. People go by and go, oh my God, look at that, because it's so striking yet serene and heartfelt.
Right. It is a beautiful sight here at the Hill of Heroes. I like to think of it as one of the best scenes in Richmond during the 4th of July time period, and so we're just so glad that people can come out and see it and be part of it.
Yeah, we were up earlier. We came down so to give you a different perspective. It's been up since last week, right? And how long will it be up for folks to come and check it out?
It's up for this week. We're going to deinstall the Hill of Heroes next Friday on the 11th, and we could use as many helping hands as we can get out here at the memorial at 8 a.m. on next Friday to deinstall the Hill of Heroes.
And how can people sign up? Yeah.
Simply go to the Virginia War Memorial website or call the Virginia War Memorial, and we can, let you know more information, but there's no registration required.
Yeah.
It's just 8 a.m. on next Friday. You can show up and help out.
Yeah, show up, wear some comfortable shoes, and drink some water and stuff.
Absolutely.
Talk about the significance of the flags.
We have 12,000 flags displayed, which is representative of every name listed here at the Virginia War Memorial in our Shrine of Memory.
Yeah.
So just under 12,000 names of Virginians that paid the ultimate sacrifice. That's the significance for the number of 12,000 flags on the Hill of Heroes.
And you do it every year. This is the 7th year. Do you think this will continue?
Absolutely. This will be here every year at the Virginia War Memorial because it's become such a wonderful tradition to connect with the community and give them something to be proud of.
And the museum is open, the War Memorial is open how many days and hours?
Right. It's open 7 days a week, usually from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. On Sundays, it's noon to 4 p.m.
But this is up and indefinite until the 11th. People can just walk by, see it, and enjoy the site.
Any time of day, come on out and see the Hill of Heroes this week.
Dr. Mountcastle, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Again, it's up till the 11th, and they are looking for volunteers to come and help out, Greg. So sign up, go to their website, the Virginia War Memorial, check it out, but just come down and just get a feel of the site of this. Amazing and beautiful. Back to you.
Oh, Antoinette, it does take your breath away. Thanks so much, and please tell Dr. Mountcastle I said hello. 7:36, on America's 249th birthday, the red, white, and blue took on an entirely new meaning for dozens of people in Richmond, celebrating not just Independence Day, but their very first day as U.S. citizens. For many, it's the culmination of years and years of hard work, study, and determination. A.J. Nwoko was there to capture the emotional milestone.
That I will support and defend the Constitution.
It may be America's 249th birthday.
And laws of the United States of America.
But the 4th of July at the Virginia Museum of History and Culture in Richmond called for a different kind of celebration. No fireworks, but plenty of reasons for applause.
Congratulations.
Because Friday, for nearly 90 people representing 32 countries, the American experience officially began.
He who bends to himself with joy does the winged life destroy. But he who kisses joy as it flies lives in eternity's sunrise. That's what I want your citizens to be, to live in eternity's sunrise.
Living in that moment.
Be good. Proud of you.
Is Jose Lovo.
I feel great. I feel awesome. I got my certificate here, and it's just an honor to be able to have done this in this moment.
From studying to walking across the stage, Lovo got to experience his naturalization with his wife.
A lot of stress, a lot of sleepless nights, and a lot of studying. I know more about the United States now. We've learned a lot and come through a lot. So this is a big time for us, big moment. Yep.
I came here when I was 10, and now I'm 25, so I've spent most of my teenage adulthood here.
Edwin Gutierrez, like Jose, was born in El Salvador and is experiencing the fruits of his hard work, a process nearly a decade in the making.
I'll never forget my roots, but this is my home now.
The Museum of History and Culture isn't just a venue where people can celebrate their naturalization. The museum's director of civics initiatives, Joni Albrecht, says it's a place where people can study for it too.
Anyone who's in the naturalization process to come and take that class. It's Thursday evenings, 6:30 to 8, and they would get a chance to study the 100 questions that are part of the citizenship test and make connections between Virginia history and what they're learning.
I think that was the hardest part, just getting ready for it. Now I can try and help my family in any way I can.
Reporting in Richmond, AJ Nwoko, CBS 6 News.
What a story. Absolutely jaw-dropping sights out of the Lone Star State where torrential rains lead to catastrophic flooding. A look at how quickly and heavy the rain falls in the impact it leaves behind. It was deadly down there in Texas. Mike, how's our weather looking?
Great for us. Pretty gorgeous day. Lots of sunshine today. Most areas near or below 90 degrees with comfortable levels of humidity, but we're watching some rain to the south. That's going to affect us tomorrow. We'll talk about that up next.
All right, Michael, thank you so much. About 90 miles from north of where Mike and I are right now and where many of you are in the 804. These are fireworks over our nation's capital last evening. A beautiful sight right there. Come on back in just a few minutes. You'll hear Mike's forecast when he returns. 7:42, welcome back. Rescuers in Texas working around the clock to find survivors of devastating flash floods, which occurred early Friday morning and mainly concentrated around a river where a large children's summer camp was taking place.
Over 20 children remain unaccounted for. CBS's Christian Benavidez has the latest.
A desperate search for survivors in Kerr County, Texas, where the National Guard is using helicopters to rescue survivors following devastating flash flooding. At least 24 have been killed. Among those unaccounted for, more than 20 children who were attending a Christian summer camp.
We will not stop. We will rescue those in peril, and we will find those who are missing. But I'd also ask, please pray for our community.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott.
Whatever these communities need, the state of Texas is going to step up and provide it.
President Donald Trump said he's working with the governor on any federal assistance that may be required.
It's shocking. They don't know the answer yet as to how many people, but it looks like some young people have died.
The flood is a result of torrential downpours, causing the Guadalupe River to swell over 25 feet within an hour, washing away homes, vehicles, and roads.
The scariest part for me is seeing the children and the moms and dads and the trees.
Barry Adelman was staying at his grandmother's home by the river when he was jolted awake by the sound of water. From the house, Adelman took this photo of a family friend clinging to a tree.
She told us she was floating down the river with her husband, and her husband kept telling her to grab anything you can grab, and she did. And she said, Barry, I caught the last tree, the very last tree right on your property.
Authorities have rescued more than 230 people, including over 160 by helicopter. Christian Benavides, CBS News.
That's insane down there. They have drought in that part of the state, and as you saw in the package there, some areas got months worth of rain in just one night, with rivers rising 20-some feet in a short amount of time. For us locally, we may get a couple showers around here tomorrow, but today is going to be fantastic. We have a good deal of sunshine outside. Normal high today bumps up to 90 degrees as part of July climatologically. This is where we have a couple weeks where the normal high is 90 degrees and the normal low gets up to around 70. We'll be in the upper 80s to around 90 today. Sun will set at 8:34, and temperatures right now, we have some mid 60s to low 70s across the region. It's been getting a little less humid over the past 24 hours. The humidity levels will continue to drop a little bit more as the day progresses, and then the humidity is going to shoot way back up during later tonight, more so during the day tomorrow. So by tomorrow afternoon, it's going to be muggy again. It's going to stay muggy right through the 7-day forecast. High temperatures today, again, most locations close to 90, but not touching or breaking it, with a few exceptions. But we'll have some mid 80s near the coast and some mid to upper 80s to around 90 elsewhere. And tonight we drop down to low 60s north and west, a little bit warmer towards the south and east as some of that muggy air starts to come in, and we'll have some clouds around, some upper 60s and low 70s there. Watching Tropical Depression 3 off the southeastern United States coast. This formed yesterday around 5 p.m. It is expected to strengthen to Tropical Storm Chantal this morning, or at least later today. And the forecast track brings it onshore tonight as we go, or tonight into tomorrow morning, just east of Charleston, South Carolina. And then it comes inland, and what's left of it will be a tropical depression or maybe just an area low pressure. And that moves up Sunday night into Monday. So this will have an impact on our weather, not an enormous one. It'll bring us a chance of rain. There'll be some heavy rain, though, down throughout South and North Carolina, even some rain in the Outer Banks. But for us, dry weather today, and then we have a chance of showers coming in tomorrow morning, but the better chance of rain is going to be later on in the afternoon. This model may be a little on the aggressive side, but at least shows you the trend that we'll have at least some waves of some scattered showers and thunderstorms coming at us from the south and east. And then what's left of that area, low pressure, will swing through southeastern Virginia on Monday. You can see the spin there, and that'll keep some scattered showers and thunderstorms around on Monday as well. So muggy from tomorrow through the end of the week. Upper 80s to around 90 the next couple days. We should crack 90 on Tuesday and Wednesday. Another higher chance of some storms on Thursday, and we'll stay close to 90 the second half of the week. Greg?
Michael, thanks so much. From hot dogs to fireworks, there wasn't a 4th of July festivity one Richmond native would miss out on. In just a few minutes, right after the break, I'll look back at my I Have a Story where we remember the Uncle Sam of Richmond, Tommy Salmons, and why Independence Day was so special to him. Hey, welcome back. 7:49. This guy right there, you just saw him. He was known as Richmond's Uncle Sam, who unfurled his love of Old Glory every single day of the week. In my best of I Have a Story, I'm taking a look back at the man who was a fixture at local parades and memorials, honoring fellow veterans and the country. And as I found out, Tommy Salmons had a heart that was red, white, and blue.
Tommy Salmons has never heard a bluegrass song he does not like.
Yes, it does sing.
From the harmonica to the spoons, the Richmond native has been playing since he was knee-high.
I love life. It's better than what comes in second.
But the 86-year-old doesn't just carry a tune. He carries on a tradition unlike anyone else.
I just enjoy the freedom that it allows me.
For Tommy, Stars and Stripes truly are forever. His backyard shed and garage.
These are spares I'll pick up just in case I need them.
Look like Tommy captured the market.
A happy 4th of July.
On all things Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, that means everything. That's America you're looking at right there.
At 19, Tommy served the country during the Korean War.
I went downtown and got sworn in.
His loving and understanding wife, Barbara, of 65 years,
and people call it the Flag House,
always knows what's on Tommy's Christmas wish list.
Oh, yes. Don't buy him anything that's not red, white, and blue, because he's not going to wear it.
His broad stripes and bright stars are fixtures at parades and memorials honoring veterans, past and present. Nothing hurts Tommy more than watching our national symbol desecrated.
They ought to be ashamed of themselves. They just don't know.
Tommy holds on tight to the memory of childhood friend Leslie Turner.
Just a young man that didn't get a chance to enjoy life, but it had to be done.
Leslie never came home from World War II.
He got wounded, and they put him on a Jeep to take him back, and the Jeep run off a mine, and that's what killed him.
Don't bet on Tommy lowering his flag anytime soon.
When it comes to the point that I can't do this anymore, I'm going to still do it. I am not going to quit.
Tommy Salmons, a Navy veteran who pledges that his colors will never run. Red, white, and bluegrass.
What a gem he was. Tommy Salmons passed away in September of 2022 at 91 years of age, but his legacy certainly lives on. We'll be right back.
Good morning. This is Agave, an affectionate pup with the softest fur, the wiggliest tail, and the biggest heart. She's adoptable from the Richmond Animal League. Agave loves meeting new people, playing with toys, and showing off her zoomies before crashing for a long nap. Her perfect day includes head scratches, porch, bird watching, and a pup cup treat. Agave walks well on a leash, enjoys car rides, and has a gentle, joyful spirit. As a staff favorite at RAL, her adoption fee is waived. If you'd like to meet her, stop by the Richmond Animal League during walk-in adoption hours, which are 3 to 6 p.m. Tuesday through Friday and noon to 4 on weekends. Or you can send an email to adopt@ral.org. I'm Mike Goldberg with this morning's Paws for Pets.
Go to the club, right?
Feel that beat? Come on.
Reminder, rejoin us at Battle of the Brains at 10, presented by Invest 529. 7:56 right now. When you think of cool people, some people come to mind. Wayne Koval, the Fonz, Elvis, and Wayne Koval again, right? Well, but the good news, for those of us trying to reach those lofty standards, researchers say they've cracked the code of what makes someone cool.
5. In Elvis. In the study, researchers say that they've identified 6 traits of what cool people have in common. Apparently being shirtless on the beach is one of them.
Well, with a washboard stomach.
People considered cool are considered to be more extroverted, hedonistic, powerful, adventurous, open, and autonomous. One of the study's co-lead researchers, probably named Chad, who's on a beach right now, said the most surprising thing was that the cool criteria was the same in every country.
Oh, she has some triceps right there. That makes you cool.
Beach in the gym. My job's beach and gym. So there you go.
We're going to be at the gym working on our washboards.
That's right.
Shirtless tomorrow.